in the first 40, I think it's 48 or 46K. If
I
that
have
makes
I have a
sense.
question for Gabe. Gabe, when you come back from the teacup, I've got a question.
I have a question too.
I think we all have questions.
I'm wondering
That
if
was a
that's
very
the
Betty
NDP
Rubble
policy
laugh.
they
That's
proposed
why
on
I'm
While
Friday.
he's
Betty Rubble.
Is
waiting,
that where you get the name?
while he's
That's where I
waiting, I
got
have
the
a
name.
question for you guys. You guys can clarify something for me, so then we can ask him. Okay?
Sure.
Do you have parts of your you guys can clarify? Ask him. Okay? Outside of your so like, do you have certain things that you're afforded outside of that charter?
Like,
That's a
For
tax
example,
big
we have
purposes.
laws
question.
here. For example, we have laws here in the states that protect us that are not in our constitution.
Right.
Do
Could
you
you
have
give
that?
an example, Steph?
Tons of things like women's health care was
That's guaranteed in the charter.
law.
But that was afforded to you under the Constitution of the right
Yeah.
to privacy.
Well,
Oh,
I
Gabe
mean, it
is gone.
was, but Roe v. Wade was
Oh
not. Roe v.
no.
Wade was not ratified or codified.
I'm
I mean, it's
so
codified
glad he
into law, but
schooled us
but
woke
Oh, I see.
libs.
So you're
damn,
saying legislated rights. So
yeah,
outside
19
of
year olds don't
the
know
charter,
their fucking ass from a shotgun.
correct. So,
Hey
like for
guys,
Because just
example,
wait, Steph. Just wait. 3, how old are you?
me,
Yeah.
21.
what year
What
were
year
you
were you
born?
born?
Killer Q, I think you're an idiot, first of all.
Gotta
You
go.
What
shouldn't
year
talk
were
to my
you
boy
Here we
Lee
born?
go.
like that.
Take
Come
him
on,
out. It's
come
a
at me, boy.
kid.
Come
No.
at
Take
me,
him out.
boy.
Just take him out. Take him out.
Come at me, boy. No. Let him cook me. Let him cook me.
Oh, he's gone.
no,
Oh,
no, no, no.
Pussy.
he's a kid. He's a
Dude,
He
kid.
didn't
Killer's
answer
hard to
because he
argue
was a
with,
child.
man. I
Yeah, he
love
couldn't
it.
answer.
Sorry, I
You
had
know,
to boo
Steph,
him.
I can't think of any
So,
legislation off the top of my head
so,
that would fit that bill.
so here in the States, we have a famous historical landmark case, Loving v. Virginia, which allows interracial marriage. That is not ratified by our United States Constitution.
That's not a
So,
thing here.
under Donald Trump, that is at stake. My question is, are there things in Canada? Because if they're not protected, I'm
It would
going
be
to
social
tell you now,
programs.
I'm
So
going to, let me just say this though. If there are things, if you have things that are outside of like full protection, they will come for it.
so
Yep.
we
Yeah.
have
We'll
3
take it.
different things that would fall under. The third one, I could argue why it wouldn't. But so we have the BNA Act, and then we have the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So the BNA Act was
Or just
in
North America.
yes, killer, in
Sorry.
1867, and then we have the Charter of Rights and Freedoms that was established in 1982, and then you could make an argument that the Criminal Code of Canada has protection within it as well.
The
So we have
Canada
multiple
Act of
forms of
82.
constitutions in Canada.
Yeah,
Okay,
there is some
is
legislation with criminal law, especially, but you have to understand, like, I'm older than the Canadian Charter of Rights. Like, when you
Yeah.
think of America, you think
guys,
back
I'm just
to
talking about like simple law. I'm not even
Yeah, no,
talking
but
about like
no,
you
no,
need to
but there's
understand
an
how our
important
charter
distinction to
protects
make.
us.
There's an important distinction to make. Like, your Constitution was written how long ago? Like late 1700s. Our
basically
Constitution was written in 1982. I was born in
this
1981.
isn't
So like there's a lot of it that is covered
Yeah, like
that we were
definitely,
able to.
it's different here. Like the charter is so much. It's the charter isn't so, our constitution as it's so much more part of our like
Be right back.
it's part of the constitution that gives us it's our bill of rights as citizens essentially in a way to kind of
I'm
give it
just
some
saying,
sort of.
yeah, I get that. It's modern, it's new, it's something, and I'm not questioning that at all. What I'm saying is, if there's anything outside of that,
But we
that
don't
you,
really
that,
have. That's the thing, right? The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is like social programs.
They're gonna come
I
Things
for
like
would
that.
say that
disability.
I would say that our basic human rights have not been under attack to the extent that they have in the US. So
Yeah,
I think you'd be hard pressed to find a Canadian that would be able to, like, off the top of their head, name like it
it's a
exists.
completely
There's
different
legislation
game.
that we could say covers our rights, but like we haven't been under siege like you have.
Yeah,
So I don't
Mhm.
think we'd be able to name anything off the
even
top of our heads.
What's
even if
protecting your
Polyev,
environment?
but
Like, and you
even
don't have
if
to go
Poly,
into big details, but like, what's protecting your environment?
The treaties.
yeah, we have treaties with the First Nations people here that are honored by the crown. So, like, one thing that protects us as a constitutional monarchy is that our head of state
So
doesn't get to
wait,
override our laws.
so wait, you, so like all of that land belongs to them? You don't have any land like owned by Canada?
No,
So,
No,
that
there's
that's
crown
what the
land.
treaties are. Yeah, the crown land.
so there's the way that the treaties work. So, for example, there's been like I'm not sure. I think the first one would have been 1874. I'm not 100%
No,
sure. Somebody can
no.
fact
Treaties
check
would have been
me.
signed
It's
earlier.
it was
Was it earlier?
1870, something like that. It would have been Manitoba with the Red River Rebellion.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
all I'm just trying to tell you is I know for a fact Pierre Polyev will try to engage austerity. I mean,
There's only yeah.
it's the what I'm saying is like it's the playbook worldwide right now. Like
Yeah.
anything that you have that is not locked down is on the table. And I know that
Oh,
we're like getting
1871
lost in the
Stinks Curious.
weeds, and you guys are like everything's covered. No, it's not.
no,
No,
like
it's not.
Canada's lived through
And if
austerity
it's not
before.
covered, it's on the table.
Canada's lived through austerity, but like we're not under threat like you are in the States, Stephanie. You need to understand this because again, we don't have like Pierre is not our head of state. He's the leader of our if he was elected prime minister, he would be the head of our parliament, which is your head of would be the speaker of the Congress. It's not equal to the president. He does not have that power. He's not our head of state. That's the thing. Our prime minister is the head of our not our executive branch, our
Well, no, it is the
legislative.
executive branch,
Yes,
but
private equity, you're like at the hands of private equity. I mean, you should be concerned that Danielle Smith is meeting with Donald Trump. What do they have in plan for Alberta?
She can't do anything. She has no authority to make any plans like that without the federal bodies present.
Yeah.
Oh, he dropped.
Oh, he
He went
dropped a
on
long
right.
time
TikTok.
ago.
He went
But
on
she's
TikTok.
been advising Donald Trump on how to influence our elections.
But like you also have to understand her kind of power as well isn't solidified. Like her party can kick her. No conservative premier has lasted in Alberta, has served their entire term since Ralph Klein. They have all resigned in shame and in
sorry.
disgrace.
So the thing with the federal, so let me explain this. So when it comes to the Constitution of 1867, our Constitution split up our provinces and federal government in how they on what they control as per the Section 91 and Section 92. But there's a caveat to this. So if the federal government feels as though the provinces aren't following the Constitution as they should, they can veto that decision. And
Yeah.
then it gets taken to the Supreme Court. So
Like it's
what
a
I'm trying to
very different
say,
beast here.
you know what, Colby, shut the fuck up. I am so over you.
All I'm just trying to
What
really
is
say to
it?
you guys is like, all I'm trying to say to you guys is this: like, Canada's great, right? We know that. We know that Canada is great. We know that you guys are afforded a lot of liberties
And we're better
that
than
are
you at
not
hockey.
available in a lot of other places. But what I'm telling you, and what I cannot stress enough, is that you have to fight to keep it.
But we know
You
that,
cannot be
Stephanie.
comfortable with it. You
We
have
know.
to fight to
Stephanie,
keep
I think
like
you
it.
guys are all on the
you don't
same side.
understand. Like we've already been through austerity. We've already been through massive privatization, and the liberals have had to sort of repurchase those private assets back. Like our country switches from private to social we get whiplash from it. Like it's not as dire as it is. I get the message you're trying to convey to us, but it's not like that here. It really isn't.
I think she makes a very important point, and I would be inclined to agree with her. I think we should have a major initiative in this country to marshal our political capital to codify the values that we hold important. Because what she's attempting to convey is that I think they took a lot of these things for granted, like we are now, right? Something like Roe v. Wade. I mean, I'm 42 years old. Like, I remember when Roe v. Wade was, it was concrete. Like, it was
Supreme Court
immovable.
justices, I'm sorry, Supreme Court justices testified in their confirmation hearings. They were asked directly, will you touch it? Will you touch it? And they said no. Under
But our
oath in their
Supreme Court
conference.
doesn't do that.
I'm, I'm just telling you.
I know. But
Like, you gotta, like, there's no greater time in the world right now. Like, there's no more important time than right now. Like, Canada, like, you guys need to assert your position worldwide. You need to keep your allies, because we're fucking up down here. Like,
yeah, no, we already.
you know, you cannot afford a PP, or you'll be speaking Russian too.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It goes
You
beyond
guys,
Pierre
it's all
Polyev.
love. I'm just telling you, like,
it goes
all
it
gas.
goes beyond Pierre
You have
Polyev.
30 days. It's all gas, no breaks. Tell everybody you know. Make sure everybody you know has a voting plan. Just give it your all. 30 days, right? If y'all could have seen me last year, y'all would have been like, "What the fuck is she doing?"
Hey,
Triple
small town.
time.
I'm gonna drop. I don't like to announce my departure, but I haven't been up for a while. I just want to say I appreciate everything you're doing, and we've got this election coming April 28th. Get 3 people that you know to the polls. If you can do that, like, the thing about the left is, you know, like, it's never been a matter of convincing people. I'm convicted in this. Like, I think that if people went to the polls, we would see an overwhelming victory for common sense, which is
Don't use that.
what I
That's
think
such a
most of the
bad
people in
fucking
this
thing.
this live believe, right? Like, it's just a matter of voting. When we don't vote, we lose. So we've got until April 28th. Get everybody you know to the polls, and we're going to do all right. But if people sit on the couch, we're going to, you know, the worst people you know vote. Think about it that way. But hey, small town, thanks for having me up, man. You're a great guy.
Mr.
Appreciate the service that you do.
Hip. W hip in the chat.
Nothing
W
but
hip in the
love.
chat. W Mang. W Mang. W Mr. Hip. Yeah, and that's just what all I just want to say is, like, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be all around Canadian TikTok, annoying you guys. You guys are gonna hate me. Just a fair and forewarning,
don't
you're
worry.
gonna hate
What do you
me.
mean, Gona? I already
You're
do.
gonna absolutely hate me. You're gonna be like, can she please stop and shut up for 30 days? No, because we're gonna help you guys fight for it. We've got a whole squad. You have no idea. Our friends here on TikTok are running for Congress. Man,
You just gotta be careful.
Go! Here comes the squad.
I lasted the whole live.
Stephanie, you do have to be careful though, because as a foreigner, you can encourage us to vote, but you cannot tell us who to vote for and who not to vote for, because it can actually get you charges by the by the federal government here.
I hope they do. I hope they bring me up there in cuffs. Then I'll seek asylum.
No, they'll just make you pay a fine.
Then I'll seek asylum. Let them come get me. Let them
They'll
come
just make you
get
pay
me.
a fine.
Cuff me! I'm excited. Let's
Yeah,
go.
take me and Tyrion. Let's
Yeah, go face the Council of Santas.
Chat. Everybody, this is my friend. This is me and Mr. Hip's friend Moon, and Tyrion's from the squad too. But this is little Moon Boots. He has the best mic on TikTok. Moon is awesome. Moon, have fun. I'm gonna drop down. Good night. And it's nothing but love, chat. It's nothing but love.
Thanks for everything.
If you think American prisons are bad, just Canadian prisons are way worse, because the people in there actually did shit.
Wow. I mean, it's fair. That's fair. That is fair.
hmm
Oh,
That's
here's a
crazy.
great up. Put this up in the
Wow.
box. Put this up in the box. Ed, take my spot. Welcome to Canada. Put Ed in the box. I got the whole
Yeah.
squad in the
Wait,
chat.
no, you're
Chat,
taking
listen.
Ed's spot? Damn.
Chat, listen. They have an
Damn.
election in 30 days for their president. Might as well call it that. So if you see them
Might as
live,
well,
if
yeah.
you see them live, come in here and share. You know what to do. All right. Have a great night, everybody.
Love ya.
Yeah, it's hard to actually go to jail in Canada.
No.
What? Well, I'm just reading the topic here, and I was listening in. Obviously, but I don't know
Me
about all
too,
this
toothless.
politics. So. Like, are you guys afraid of becoming Americanized or what? Because
We're not
I would
afraid.
assert that
We're
we've
not
been American a long
afraid.
time.
Neither do I.
I mean, did you see Killer's face when Stephen called the Prime Minister president?
Right? So, what do you guys think about representative democracy versus direct democracy? Because it's my opinion that we should get rid of all these so-called representatives who are really nothing but CEOs for a fucking corporation. Because the
Except
United
our
States is
system
not a
doesn't work like
country.
that, though.
But the United States is not a country. In fact, since the 1700s, right? It's been a fucking patent that's owned by Epstein's family. I don't know about you,
Oh,
but I
my
don't want to
God.
Oh,
be part of
here
the
we
umbrella
go.
corporation.
So here's the
I'm
thing,
going
right?
hard tonight. Let's play.
So, Senator, you're talking.
Right.
The United States is a corporation and that Canada is a corporation. So for Canada, you can simply look up the Governor General's Act. It tells you right there that the Governor General is a corporate soul and right there, Her Majesty the Queen, right? Canada was
His
granted
Majesty
the
the
chart.
King.
Yeah, well, now says the King. You're right. It does. They mix it up to reach so. Now, when we look at the Virginia Company, Gates' family, right? His great grandfather was somebody called Charles Gates, right? And he was granted the charter from the royal fucking family, right? For the Virginia
What charter?
Company, which was a slave company. You don't know American history? Where are you from?
This
No,
is
we're
like
Canadian.
This is all
like
Canadian.
10
I think
conspiracy.
everyone-
What's the difference? I'm a Canadian, but I'm First Nation. I hate the fucking term Canadian. Because
We
it
don't
it signifies
know
to me that I'm now
anything
part of the
about.
corporation. Canada's a corporation. Go look at the Governor General's Act. Do you
That's
agree
not
to
what
This
me?
is
it
10.
means.
Okay.
That's not what it means.
The Governor General
This is
represents
like
the Queen, right? Or the King
Oh my
today.
God.
And in fact,
Still
we
be
don't
one
even
of
have
them
any
guys.
control over our
This
armed
can't even
forces.
have a. This isn't even a logical conversation.
no, it's not. This is like 10 conspiracies wrapped into one.
I'm trolling.
Yeah, get the fuck
I'm
out.
always trolling. I love to fish. Just saying.
No, then
But
you
no,
go
let's
live in
be
the
real
States
though.
then.
When we look at our armed forces, right? Canadians say, okay, let's not go to war, right? Or whatever. But when we read the 1867 British North America Act or read the Constitution Act of Canada, it says that the armed forces remain invested underneath His Majesty the King now. It used to say the Queen. So Canadians might say, look, we're not going to this war. We don't want to get involved with this conflict. But really, the decision comes down to the royal family.
No,
How do
it
you
doesn't,
feel
because
about
the
that?
way the royal family
Absolutely
now
it
operates,
does. Come
the
on.
way
Go
the
look at the
royal family,
Constitution,
the
fuck.
way it doesn't matter. The royal family doesn't fucking operate the way they used to anymore. It's not the
Fucking right, they
1800s,
do. A
dude.
bunch of pedophiles. Do you
No,
disagree?
they don't. Oh my
They're
God.
lizard people.
Okay.
Wait,
Sorry. Yeah.
So, as someone,
No, guys, he's first corporation.
I really want to know how deep this rabbit hole goes. Senator, please go
I
on.
can't handle this shit, man.
Oh.
Cycling pin from
You don't want
across
to
the
be
house.
schooled.
Green FN. Let's go. What's
so
up?
So I'm
Sir?
personally, I've worked with what we call the Attorney Generals of Ontario, Quebec, and most nations. I'm an expert in constitutional law and history here in Canada,
No,
and
you're
I'm
not.
definitely
No, you're
listen,
not.
bro.
No, you're
No, you're
not.
That's
I'm
not.
considered an
Hey,
expert. If you want to fucking
Pierre,
debate
a
By who?
lie.
Considered by
politics
who?
or
I
law or
am
history,
one
Considered by
thesis
you
who?
better
away
get some
from getting
lawyers.
my master's in Canadian history, and you don't know
Considered
shit.
considered by who as an expert?
Canadian
Who considered
history.
you?
What do you mean Canadian history only goes back to 1980 fucking two? Prior
No,
to
I
that, it's
think,
Canadian
British
history,
guys,
history.
Brits.
Let's be clear.
I mean, to be fair, my
Wait, is
family.
Canadian
1982?
You
Is
got
that
a
when Canada was
master's
founded, or is that when
as you
Canada
guys are
became
dumbing
a
down.
corporation?
Anybody can get a master's.
Was repatriated. Was
My
repatriated.
family.
Oh, the
No.
Constitution started in
Carter.
1763. Smarten up. Royal
Wait,
Proclamation in
so
Quebec
was
Act
was
1774.
it still a corporation or LLC or whatever
Absolutely.
before
Look up
that?
something called the Canada Company. It was granted a charter in 1825. Look it up.
I think, guys, we're
I don't need
Well,
to
I
look
need
it
to know
up.
what to
backtracking a
look
lot.
up. I need to know exactly what
have a
terms am I
conversation
typing
with this
up.
guy. I can't have a conversation with this guy.
Oh shit! I got my phone.
Look up the Canada Company. It was granted a charter by the royal family in 1825 or 1826. Look it up.
There is no such
You're
thing as the
wrong.
fucking Canada Company.
You're wrong. It was a company invested with power by the Governor General, right?
You guys, he said he was a troll at the beginning of this. I think we're forgetting that. He's a troll.
You can say that I'm wrong until you produce evidence. You make yourself look dumb. Bring
What
So-
nation do you
Not
come
from a
from?
nation. There is no
Did you
nation.
look
Claims
up
you.
the Canada Company?
Who claims you?
Who considers you an expert?
Who claims you?
This is loud.
I can't do it.
I think you'll be waiting a long time. I think you just have to talk louder than the farts.
But so, Senator, I think you're kind of confusing things. You look
I think
at
fucking
say
the Conservative Party was the best thing that
Can't
ever happened
hear
in Canada.
only goes back to 1926 or whatever you were saying.
Sorry,
That's just
1826.
factually
Yeah,
wrong.
it's called the
Oh, you
Canada
said
Company
18.
Charter.
You said 1826?
Yeah.
The charter is okay. Point still stands. When you say the sorry, I can't with these. When you say the history of the country goes back and forth, I think
You're gonna have to speak a little louder.
okay.
You're saying way in the back of the class, right?
The actual history of Canada goes back further, if that makes sense. If you look at it,
War 98! That pisses me off.
okay, I'll just give up. That's a lot of roses.
Wait, so is Canada is it a sole propriety? Is it a limited liability? Is it an S corp? Is it a C corp? What kind of company is Canada?
It's a communist country. It's a corporation. Absolutely.
That's
Beyond
not what I-
debate.
So does that partnerships?
So what are we then? If the corporation owns us, are we identified as part of a corporation? Let's say we're.
Well, it's
baby,
important to
right?
understand what
Listen.
communism is. Communism
No,
is
no,
when the
listen.
government tells you what to think and what to do, and we all speak
No, it's not.
Chinese.
That's not
communism.
the definition. No.
No, that's not
Definition
communism.
Can I
of
say
it is-
something?
No, I'm gonna push that against that one.
You're such a troll.
What document were you talking about?
Let's
a while
talk about
ago?
communism. Let's talk about Karl Marx then. So communism
No,
is the
no.
denial
You
of
need to
property,
answer my
civil,
No,
and
no,
political. Listen,
Shit, no, you listen.
Answer
when
my
has
guest
question.
Canada respected the
You
property,
are a
civil, or
guest here.
political rights of Indians?
What?
Canada has never respected property,
Can
civil, or
you
political
answer my
rights of
fucking
natives.
question?
So it's a communist corporation. Do you agree?
No,
It's a
answer my
denial of
question.
property,
That doesn't
civil, and
make it.
political
Can you
rights. Do
answer
Indians own
Betty's
land in
question?
Canada?
Can you answer
Do
Betty's
Indians have a
question?
government?
Can you answer
Right
Betty's question? Can
What
you answer Betty's
document-
question?
What document were you referring to?
You're a bunch of communists. You love being Canadian communists, don't you?
Can you just answer my fucking question?
Sorry, what was the question?
You're clearly an expert, so tell me which document you were talking about with constitutions a while ago.
So we can start off the Constitution with what we call the Treaty of Utrecht. Okay, that's the first document. Then we can go up to what we call the Treaty of Paris in 1763, and what was listed in the Royal Proclamation in 1763. Subsequently, we have something called the Quebec Act 1774. And Section 3 says, should the Quebec Act affect any other rights, right? Other rights, it becomes null and void and of no worse in effect. It's my assertion that they affected the rights of the original peoples, who definitely have property, civil and political rights, although our courts and institutions have never recognized it in any court since 1885 through 1888, called St. Catherine's Mill and Lumber versus Queen, up to big court case names like Calder, Gear, and Tishkoten and Delgamuuk, right? Delgamuuk is a big court case out in BC. I don't know how many people are. Are you sure you're Canadian?
Do you know why?
So after 1774 Quebec Act, right, we have something called the 1791 Constitution.
He's just gonna fucking go on and on and on and on.
1791 Constitution Act. The government never set, and you can look up something called Ontario Property and Civil Rights until October 15, 1792. Even though Britain gave power to create what was called a provincial body known as the Dominion of Canada, listen, right?
Ontario didn't exist.
They never set until October 15, 1792. That's why we have something called that all disputes relative to property civil rights resorts to the laws of England as it stood on October 15, 1792. That's called the Ontario Property and Civil Rights Act. Look it up, right? Now, so then we go, listen, you want to fucking know in constitutional documents. After that, we got something called the United Canada's 1850 Act, and what was also called the Crown Lunchbox Acts, right? And that we have the Indian Protection Bill of 1850. Then we have, in 1867, we have something called the British North America Act. And in 1931, we have something called the Statute of Westminster. Then 1982, we have something called now the Canada Act.
You're missing one.
Is that enough documents for you?
The Statute of Westminster wasn't signed by Canadians. It was signed by Britain.
That's the least of my worries right now. You're missing one.
So just tell me what Section 1 of the Charter says.
You're missing one before the BNA.
There's lots of acts before the BNA.
The most important one, the one that you're forgetting that null and voids all the other ones before that?
Quebec Act 1774.
No.
What do you mean no? Look it up. Section 3
is 1840.
I said 1840 union already. Yes,
I did. You did say 1840.
I did, and I said 1850 subsequently after that, called the Protection Bill. Yes, absolutely I did.
So all those acts that you said before 1840 are bullshit.
No, they all apply via the statute.
No, they don't.
Section 4. They do apply.
No,
There's a section within a section Westminster that says that saves any law prior to 1865. They're called the Colonial Laws Validity Act.
Nope.
Look it up.
So,
and then there's something called the Rupert Land Northwest Territory Order.
Senator, this has nothing to do with the Constitution. But you can list all of the documents.
I listed every fucking constitutional document of every importance.
Senator, let us fucking finish.
Senator, what's your point? You're just like rambling constitutional
Canada's a company, it's a corporation, and Canadians are a myth.
Well, riddle me this,
That's
Senator.
your point?
If Canada is a corporation and corporations exist to make money, and alcoholics are known for spending money belligerently, why does Canada not allow Americans with DUIs into Canada, where it was definitely a great revenue earning opportunity? If they really were a corporation, they would let me come visit.
American Eagle
Listen,
pits, bro.
under the Jay Treaty, right, North American Indians can cross the border back and forth with their status card. Don't tell me these fuckers don't have DUI, bro. I don't know what country you grew up in.
I'm telling you, I am not allowed to visit Canada.
Wait a minute, Senator. Now your hypothesis is just like vague racism.
I'm still fishing.
People, or
you're on the line. You've been fighting, right? I'm gonna catch
Senator.
you. Don't worry. I'll say it back to the big ocean.
Claim. Or you never answered Small Town's question about which nation claims you.
Claims me?
Why does Betty keep moaning? I don't get it.
I don't know.
It's not my worst bean flick.
That's something most of you guys never heard.
Spring and we're in heat.
Such pleasure.
So anyway, so all of those acts that you said from like prior to 1840.
Do you think I'm just
don't
making
mean
this shit up?
after.
Do you think some random person just come on here and cited all those acts
Yes.
fucking verbatim?
Yes. Because they're not facts.
Because I'm
They're
bored,
absolute
right?
lies.
I'm
No,
super
I
bored.
just I think you're misinformed. I think
I'm
I don't
super
think you're an
mad.
expert. I think you're misinformed.
Nah.
Yes, those acts.
Oh my god.
Yes, those acts are a thing. Yes, those documents are a thing, but they didn't mean shit after 1840.
You're high.
You're high.
I'm high.
Our Constitution,
Oh,
right, or
wait,
what you
you are,
guys
'cause
call the
Canada also
Constitution.
has better weed. So
Who's
fuck
the
you.
one that's about to have a master's degree in Canadian history, and who's the one that pretends he's an expert?
So you haven't said nothing other than saying, nah, it's not
Which
proof.
nation do you come
It's
from,
not
Senator?
evidence in a court of law. Nah.
Which nation do you come from, Senator?
Because here's the thing. No, I'm not going to call him out for that. Here's
I
the
told
thing.
you.
It's
Nipissing and
common
Algonquin.
knowledge.
I already told you that.
I
Northern
don't
Ontario.
have to prove it if it's common knowledge.
Ontario Generalist. Band number is 817. That's all you need to know.
I don't have to prove it.
Yeah, I know.
I
But
don't
they're
have
trying to
to
pull that
prove-
race card. I ain't got my white supremacist card. I can't show it to you today.
I don't have to
My white
prove
privilege
it.
card, you got that. I ain't got
Hey,
that.
you know what? Even if you
Don't
have
fucking hate me
indigenous,
because I ain't got my white privilege
I
card.
am
hey,
cheap
hey,
here.
Senator,
Don't start
hey,
pulling your
Senator,
bullshit now.
just
We'll get
even,
serious there and I'll school you again,
Senator,
master's
hey,
girl.
hey, chill, chill. Hey,
School
hey,
me? How
hey,
did you
Senator.
school me?
Oh my God. Hey,
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 I
Senator.
could debate people
Hey,
with several
Senator.
PhDs,
Senator.
right?
God. Can I say something?
You got a master's. Fuck.
Senator, shut
No,
the
I'm
fuck up
one
and let
pieces
TikTok
away
speak.
from getting a master's.
Can we let TikTok speak for a minute? Sorry,
TikTok?
TT? Sorry, it's default in my brain.
Thanks, KQ. Senator, I just wanted to mention.
I could drop. I don't have the ability to contribute anything of substance. I've just been trolling Senator, so I'll drop for him.
Okay. TT?
Senator, just even if
Yes,
you
Sean.
have indigenous history, that doesn't mean that you're impervious to saying racial shit against indigenous people. So,
Who said racist stuff?
you know, well, you
When we're
made
talking
a
about
statement
DUI,
about
you mean?
you made it. Yeah, you made a statement about confirming DUIs, which I thought was problematic.
Listen, whatever.
No, not whatever.
He said he wasn't allowed into Canada because of DUI.
You know what?
I got
If you're-
friends
if
who
you're
got
gonna- if you're
DUIs
gonna say
across the
racially
border,
charged
right?
shit, you should just own it, dude. You know, it's like
You can't be racist towards your own kind of people, right?
Oh, sure
It's
you
like
can.
saying
It's called
to somebody
lateral
who's
violence. Oh, yes,
Semitic,
you
right?
can.
Saying
Yes,
No, you
you
actually
Semitic.
can't. No,
You're
you
That's
can't.
my point.
You
anti-Semitic.
absolutely can.
It's
No,
called
you can't.
lateral
It's called lateral
violence.
Canada's not a corporation. That is the biggest load of bullshit that everybody.
I tried to explain it to him.
I think you got to finish her question.
I'm one
Yeah,
part
go
of
ahead,
People's
TJ.
Party Canada. That's it.
No, because everybody just keep talking over her, and now she's not. Now she's teacupped.
In my defense, Killer
I would
Q,
have
I'm
voted
No,
trying
no,
to
I'm not
liberal.
saying
stick
you,
up for
Betty.
myself
Trudeau's
here.
gone.
I'm
If
not saying
Trudeau
you,
was
Betty.
there, I was liberal
I'm not
all
saying
the
you.
way.
I'm saying Senator keep talking over her. No, I'm not saying you, Bets.
Okay. So,
I want to
Senator,
become a
can you
part of Elmo's
please,
world.
Senator, can you please finally tell me who considers you an expert? I've been asking now for 10 minutes.
I do. That's enough.
Oh, okay.
Trust me,
So,
bro.
what publications do you have?
Guys, I am a master. You know what? I just determined that I am a master, and I'm just
master
better than all
debater?
of you.
Does Luke
I
ask
just
Yoda, what qualifications do you got, Yoda?
I just claimed that I'm better than you, and that's all.
I
that
gotta
matters.
have my master's degree. I ain't got the
I got-
force in
no,
an
I
institution that was
I
dumbed
just
down since the
determined
Rockefellers took it
by
over.
my own
here's
brain.
the
I
thing.
determined
Is
that
that
I am
how you
better than
is that how you
and
think
that's all that matters.
experts qualify themselves?
Earth is flat, right?
Oh, here we
Oh
go.
my god.
Oh God,
He's-
he's one of those.
He's just trolling. He's just trolling.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Drew.
I'm trying to feed my family. I'm looking for a whale.
Yeah,
There's a couple here.
But, what?
There used to be 500-pound sturgeon in there. It's funny. That's where I'm from, bro. My family's from Madwa, Chippewa area. Yeah, you're smart. I'm Nipson golfing up here. Yeah, I'm up on the Ottawa River at Lake Champlain. And a snob, eh? A little bit. No, most of that has been erased from my family. Unfortunately. hmm hmm No, most of the language and the culture, even though they said that the Algonquins retained it longer, it wasn't until the Chippewas from the United States brought back and emerged the language more so, right, to Ojibwa, we call. But you got to understand that the Nipissing and Algonquins that were in control of the Great Lakes, who we call the Ottawa or the Outaouaks, right? Those who traded on sticks according to the Jesuit relations in the 1700s, right? What happened is the English and the Dutch armed the Iroquois and the Chippewas with guns and sent them north to persecute, and it paid for scalps and stuff, right, underneath what we call Sir William Johnson. Sir William Johnson was a Mason. He was granted a baronet after in the 1700s because he did what was called the Treaty of Niagara in 1764. He presented what was called the Royal Proclamation in 1763, where they called back. So what happened during Pontiac's Rebellion is that natives, right, had gone against what we call European forces and pushed them nearly off America. So they come back. It was called Pontiac's Rebellion in history. But subsequently, anyways, they come back waving the white flag at Treaty Niagara 1764 and send a promise to respect, protect Indian lands and get the people off the lands who were inside the territory, right, for their own interests, essentially. But they were not to molest or be within their what we call their hunting grounds. Subsequently, the governments underneath the Canada Company, right, we had people like Sir William Robinson. You guys maybe heard of Canadian. There was an annuities case called the Robson Huron court case, right? About the
Apparently not, because my master's doesn't matter. So continue.
Your master's is junk. You got that from fucking some harpy recanting history that somebody else wrote, made up lies.
That's not how grad school works. But continue.
It's how it works. It's a fucking textbook.
Have you? It's not a textbook. But continue.
All my knowledge comes from around the campfire.
Campfire knowledge is better than that fucking master's degree you talk about, bro. We could have some good talks at the campfire, me and you, with some beer.
Sure, Jan.
Well, wait. Here's the real question. What beer do you drink? This is going to determine whether or not I respect you.
I'll turn my camera on. Oh, yeah. It'll be...
Yeah, don't show.
Like it, but... It's actually called Russian stuff. It comes, it's pretty clear, it tastes like water. No beer here.
You're not selling it, are you?
No, I drink a lot of vodka. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so we were talking about that history, right? When we look at the Nipissing and Algonquins, they were pushed to areas we call Lake Nipigon, which you may be familiar with, or Oka. The Hurons who were decimated, right, are what we call the Ottawas or the Ottawas. They controlled the territory around the Great Lakes all the way around. And yeah, this means traders, right? The river of the traders, those who trade on sticks. It's French, des Outaouaks, right? Eau de Twax, yeah, it's short form. Eau is water in French, and Twax is sticks, yeah. But that's the information that one would learn after reading 150 years of Jesuit relations, starting with obviously what we call the Baconian movement. Francis Bacon, a.k.a. Shakespeare, who invented the language we're speaking today, who was a high fucking ranking Mason cultist. But, that's neither here nor there. And the fact that he says, the father's scientific method. Which you guys eat up in evolution. I think we should have fucking Canadians in museum because they're a dying species. They're coming communists and might as well be wearing fucking China flags.
What?
You were
China is not communism.
Left turn.
Well, guys, we know the vodka is real. That's all we know.
China does not practice communism in its actual nature.
Yeah, what's your deal about communism, Senator?
I still feel weird we're calling him senator, but
It's just my platform to get votes. I'm a communist in disguise, right? But I'm going to preach socialism all the way and liberalism, all the way.
I'm so
In that day, the
confused.
whole law shall be do as thou wilt. Don't judge me. I can do what I want. I can use the
like,
fucking
I'm
woman's
judging
washing the
judging
party
you
if
right
I
now.
want to.
No, we're not judging. It's just trying to understand you. Like
I am. Hang on.
I'm
I think
judging.
it's just a
I am
senator show.
100% judging.
Hang on. I just judged him again. Okay, keep going.
Well, communists don't want me to use the woman's washroom at the YMCA. I'm going to do it anyway.
Here's my judgment.
I identify as a woman. Just saying.
Oh, here's transphobia.
No. What do you mean?
It was only a matter of time. Knew it was coming.
I can't figure out what washroom to use, so I'm not that smart.
Continue with the
I use the
transphobia.
washroom at home.
You're interesting now, but you're getting kind of.
Yeah, the show's over.
Yeah.
I don't wear
Like
tinfoil.
Senator, the reason I don't like going to the DC liquor store.
Meanwhile, we got a girl moaning in the background, right? And what I'm saying is offensive somehow.
It's amazing, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such hypocrisy.
The other one's sound clips.
That's right.
The other one's just random sound clips.
Commies. I knew that. I knew you guys were commies.
Offensive things.
So commies like schmecks. That's your
Commies are those who
hypothesis.
have and those who have not. I don't have a voice because it's the voice of the majority, right? Yet in Canada, the Constitution.
I think you have
is designed to
plenty of
protect the
voice.
minority.
You haven't stopped talking since he came
Yeah,
up.
you've got too much voice. I think that's the issue.
We've been restricted for some audiences.
Oh no!
Nah.
I think
Some
that means he's
misinformation
winning. I
for
think
you.
that's what he wanted in the end. I think he just hear fucking fuck your shit.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, he got you a violation?
If he had the warning that you saw, like if you got a warning from about him, you had to kick him off.
Yeah.
You can bring
What
him
was the
back up.
warning?
That's not a
No,
problem, but you have to
please
kick him off.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started going to like the hate shit. I'm like, you know what? You were fun up to that point. I'm like,
He was not fine. He basically said that, like, my expertise is useless.
He was very condescending.
and I don't.
Yeah, right. Totally.
Okay.
I don't make him like him anymore.
That's
Small
because,
town.
no. That actually makes a lot of sense because TikTok is so anti-cigarette. Like if they see butts, they're like.
The only thing that it did
I
was
know. Every time I
change
post a
your
photo of my
life.
butt, I get in trouble.
The only thing it did was change your life to an 18 plus life. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Bound check it
That's not a
out,
good
now.
thing, dude. I don't want little Timbits coming in here and being like, "Hey, I got a treat today because I was good." Like,
No.
No, they say the N word.
Mommy and Daddy
Yeah, I
pay for
know, that's
everything for
crazy.
me, and so
I
I,
love
don't
how
have to
kids-
vote for anything except conservatives because I have everything handed to me.
Yeah, no, I've always wondered, like, TikTok will be, like, the underage part, like, everybody under 18 on TikTok will go, like, from, like, look at this cool dance I learned online to just ripping the N-word out of the blue. It's like, wow, bro, you know what I mean? Like, there's two.
Never. I don't know what you're making shit up now.
Hey, feral little gremlin, if you're still here, listen to this.
Feral gremlin. How is she not coming up with this shit?
I was saying, I wish that we could time it and I could like fart rhythmically. Like, how can we figure that out?
I don't know. You want to experiment?
Maybe buy some dinner first.
Jeepers,
Mango,
yeah.
I told you. I mean, you need to be
That's kind of
careful.
forward, dude. Just saying.
Sounds like the liberal national anthem.
Good one.
Lib,
Funny, sir.
those
Oh,
are some
that's the
lib
same
farts
guy.
on this platform.
That's the same guy that said earlier that communism is liberal or something like that. Then something along the lines of that.
It's always something with these guys.
It's so peaceful
What are
all
you
of a
doing
sudden.
down there, small
I'll
town?
bite. Hi,
Yeah,
so
let's,
horny.
Michael.
let's start arguing about something. Come on.
No,
He's
I'm horny.
oh,
Fuck.
No, I'm kidding.
I know what he's doing.
Honestly, I've been horny since Joe joined.
Oh,
I have the effect. Michael, speaking of horny, how you doing?
Jesus
Hey, buddy.
Christ.
Did you go on Beaver politics today?
I did. I was there. You saw me?
Yeah, I noticed your normal co-host wasn't there today.
My normal co-host. What do you mean?
No, was the host not the normal host? Was she not there today?
Sorry, no, I was not on Beaver Politics. I was on
Oh,
Charities. Charities
yes.
not part of Beaver Politics anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, she's what's her name again?
I thought
Oh,
that was
she's
her
not?
channel, where she
So
started
No.
it.
Charity or Nerdy.
Yeah, Nerdy. I noticed
Yeah.
she wasn't was she not on Beaver politics today?
No, she's no
No,
longer with
she's not
Beaver
anymore.
Politics.
Oh,
Well, what happened?
A lot.
It's yeah. I'm not
I'll
going to
leave it
go
at
into
that.
somebody else's thing.
Who originally started it? Like
is
the
it that?
channel?
Is it that
It's-
bad?
I
What happened, Joe?
no, and
We
I
can't talk
don't
about
know.
it. It's not
Aw.
my place.
I just want to know who started the channel. Because I thought that it was Nerdy who started it.
It was Mrs. Radical.
It's Mrs. Radical. Yeah.
Okay.
So Mrs. Radical, it's they had a relationship in regards to on the platform. They had a bit of a disagreement, and that's as much as I wanted to say about it because that's as much as I feel comfortable to say about it.
Yeah,
that's
that's
fine.
fine.
That's
That
fine.
sucks though. I'm gonna message her because like she was one of my favorite nights. So
Okay.
So
I'll,
she has mentioned that she's planning on doing a live every night right now for the election. So between
Yeah, that's
now
what she said she was
and-
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
didn't notice you were there today, so I said, "Oh, I guess you're nerdy, and you decided to go over there today. Is she taking a break the day off?" So I said, "Okay."
Well,
and then
it
kept
is-
thinking
it
about my
is-
business.
Yeah, it is. Well, you know what? You could have joined us if you wanted to.
Oh.
She was there. It is her because that is her personal channel, and I did. I don't know if you noticed that I did do a particular live that I enjoy to do, which is I do a political compass, and I think you would kind of really enjoy, and I think people would enjoy you taking a political. Political.
I would
do it
like
now?
that.
Can
I
we do it
just
right
did
now?
it.
Michael, can we do your political compass test?
I would absolutely do it right now for you if you want to do it, Michael. Again, it's your choice. Up to
Do
you.
it.
So
come on.
how are you, TT?
I'll do
I'm
it.
good.
Michael.
I did
Thanks,
that
Mango.
recently, and I am, I think, more left than
Mango,
small
for
town.
fuck's sake.
It makes me happy.
I don't usually
That
go. I
doesn't
don't.
make me happy.
I don't
Small
usually.
town. Did you hear that? I'm throwing down. I think I'm more left than you on the political
Yeah,
compass.
that sounds about right.
I think so. I'm like way at
I'm
the
more
bottom.
left than you, Lefty.
I'm not.
I'm like three. I'm like three from the. I'm like on the very left, and three from the bottom.
I'm like
Yeah, right,
super
Killer.
low
We
bottom.
all know you're on
so
the
wait.
bottom.
So TT, you're more left than small town.
I think so on that test.
I know. I'm not to the left of any of you guys. I'm to the right.
You'd be surprised.
Well,
Have you done
Maybe
your
we should
I'm
do
so
it,
far
Michael.
to the left, I sneezed glitter.
Michael, we
Little
should do it with
Gremlin
you
wants
right
to do her
now.
political compass.
No, I don't think so.
So Michael, again, I can do the test with you.
That's what I look
I
like.
can do the test
Can
with
you
you.
make it
It's
bigger?
very easy. Yeah. I don't know if you ever watched me do the test with other people. It's very straightforward. I try
wait,
to be
no.
polite. I try to be patient. I try to
Not
be
even close.
as as very much not.
It
I
needed to
try
be
to.
bigger. I can't see. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I'm a
Joe,
So
little
what are you? You're
further.
like
Sorry.
9.5 and 8.56. Okay, I'm gonna go check my number.
Joe,
I'm like half a step
Yes.
above you,
Joe,
but
Yes.
further. Like I'm right on the edge line.
feral little gremlin wants to do her political compass.
Edge line. That's
I
funny.
will totally do her
I'll edge you,
political
baby.
compass with her. I will absolutely do it for her.
I
She
think she's going to
doesn't
be
even
more
need to
left
ask.
and
I
down
Yeah,
than
I'm
all of
I'm
us.
9.67
yeah.
and 8 point or yeah, I'm more left than you, Lefty. Wow, that's crazy.
So
Yeah, I'm usually 9.72. It's just been really cold lately.
Oh, baby.
so
Okay,
Point.
for Pharaoh,
can
I
I
will
just
absolutely do
say
it for
something
Pharaoh.
right here?
Mm-hmm.
You just did.
As a female, shut up, Killer Q. As someone that is of the female
AFAB.
variety,
A uterus
Yeah, be more
pharaoh.
left.
Are we saying gender is a flavor now?
no, shut up, Joe. Anything above 7 inches is too much. I said what
Oh,
I said.
shut up. That is not true.
You heard it
No,
here
it's
first.
it's true. It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
The rest
I'm
hurts.
You hear that, boys? If you're bigger than 7, come have fun with me. I'll take care of you.
Honestly, I haven't measured in a while. I'll get back to you guys on it.
I look forward to hearing
So,
your number.
so
I measure quarterly. All right.
Gotta
So
measure
I just
right
want
from
to
the
say
base.
for the
Base
females
down low.
in the chat, if you could do flaps out in agreement, if you agree
Flaps
with
out,
that
crash
statement.
out. No, you gotta free the labia.
Free the labia, that's better. Do
so
free the labia if you agree with me.
so TT, how left are you?
I just put it in the chat. I'm 9.67
Oh,
and
usually,
8.63, I think it was.
do you leave in these leftist views of yours?
Small town. Do
What's
you
that?
send me the thing for that?
Pardon? Oh,
Hey,
okay.
what quiz are you guys taking?
There are
Whatever.
so many things. What?
Who wants
Yes.
what?
The
Mango
Nobody.
needs
Lefty.
the link
Where?
to find out how liberal I am, or
But
how
Who?
left I am,
Well,
or the.
You
you'll
should do the
never. So
test with us right now.
yeah,
I think that would be
Yes,
so
let's do
cool.
it.
You,
I will do it with you
Michael,
right now, Michael.
Michael, Michael,
Michael,
Michael,
Michael,
Michael,
Michael,
No.
Michael,
Let's
Michael.
not.
Michael.
No. Hang on. Let's not push Michael. Again,
We're
Yes,
just
if
let's
people,
push
encouraging.
Michael.
We're
I,
cheering.
I will
um,
encourage Michael absolutely, but again, it is going to be Michael's decision, and
um,
We're
there
just
is
having
no.
fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Michael,
yeah,
if you want to,
well,
I will absolutely do it with you, and I'll help you along. And if you've ever had a chance to listen to me to perform the test, I recently did it with another person on with Charity,
You sound like a doctor
and
or like a practitioner of some kind.
I
how,
do. I try to be neutral.
how,
I try to be helpful.
how do you
Sorry.
do that? How do you do that test?
So it's an online web
Starts with a rubber
test.
glove. It starts with a
Yeah.
rubber glove, Michael.
So nothing that
And then you got to
horrific.
bend
It's an
He's
over.
online.
being silly.
Yeah.
He's being silly.
It's an
I
online
would
web
totally
test.
be all right with Joe putting his finger in my ass. His voice is so
It's
soothing.
okay. You two at the top,
All
chill
right.
out. Okay, but
So I will send you guys my
listen.
ASMR on OnlyFans. You
It's
guys can
his fault.
send me money.
Okay,
That's
Joe.
cool.
No, stop
I'll have
that,
to create
Michael.
it.
Michael. So it's just like it's just a test where you answer
Yeah.
questions
Yeah.
about like what kind
It'll
of
give you
things you believe
prompts.
in.
Yeah.
So like
So like,
what
It,
like Joe,
yeah.
what's an example since you just did it? What's an
So
example of a
yeah.
question?
So the
Can you
questions are very much they're based in a couple of different categories. There's economics, there's social views, there's a
can you
touch of
think of one example
sexual,
though?
there's some
Just say
religion.
one question.
no,
Just
so
say one
so
question.
here. It's sort of like
I,
an economic policy. You know, do you believe that the private sector should have all the power? Do you believe it should be a balance of the state and private sector? Do you believe the state should have all the power?
Okay,
That is an example.
but
That's an example of a
hang on,
question.
okay,
hang on.
okay. You know what? Let's just do and get over and done with.
Yeah,
All right, I can do that.
nice.
I can absolutely do that. All right, so give me a second here, and we're gonna have a small town special. Small town unitard Mark this
Peer
Michael,
down.
I'm
pressure
so
wins, everyone. You
excited.
heard it here first.
Absolutely. So I'm going to load up
No,
the
but
questionnaire.
I'm
So
so excited, actually.
okay. All right. Let me talk to Michael here to let Michael know, because
can
again,
you bring it up on
this
the
is what I
screen,
do.
Joe?
And we'll all
I
mute.
can't bring it up on the screen because unfortunately I'm not hosting, so I can't bring it up on the screen.
But
But
can
I
you put it
can,
on
first of
your
all,
camera?
I can see if I can do that. Give me a second here, and I will see what I can do. Now,
Oh,
while
shit.
I'm doing this and preparing, I want to explain a couple things to Michael. So I'm going to be asking you a series of questions. There's a total of 6 pages. And now, not all pages are the same amount of numbers. In fact, as we get further into it, the question will get less per page. That's just the way it's set up. We don't have much control of it. Now, every time I ask you a question, you have a choice of 4 answers, and the 4 answers are the same for all the questions. It will be either strongly disagree, disagree, agree, or strongly agree. Now, I will try to stay as neutral as possible. I'm going to ask everybody else here to stay muted because this is a conversation between Michael and myself. And Michael, I will ask you the questions at the same time. If you're uncertain, I can repeat the questions, and I can also try to explain the questions as much as I can in a neutral way to not
Yeah, that's in the
to
weeds,
not.
Joe.
If I
Sorry.
also can I if I may?
No,
If I
no. I
may?
believe
No,
Michael
no,
appreciates detail. Am I
Michael.
wrong, Michael?
I
Yes.
know, but
Yes.
My,
I think that sorry, just real quick, KQ.
mhm,
I think that
mhm.
like even when I was answering the questions, there are some
Hmm.
things where I'm like, well, they could mean this or they could mean that.
Yeah.
And I just kind of had to go with my gut about what they meant. I think
I
if
was
like
just gonna
somebody
say,
tries to explain it, it's
I
really hard
understand
to make
that.
it
go with
neutral,
a gut
you
feeling.
know?
I
Go with your
understand
first
that. But
instinct.
Michael, for
Yeah.
things like Michael does like to at least have an understanding in regards to what and again, Michael, you can correct me here. I think Michael likes to have an understanding in regards to what he wants to do in regards to the process. And you're right, there is some weirdness to the questions. But when we get to the questions, Michael will probably want to have some clarity in regards to some questions that he may be uncertain about, and he probably wants to know what it's going to be.
Yes,
So,
Michael's
but
also a political
if I
master,
can,
so he might
he's a
Michael,
not have
just
political
questions.
master,
Joe, just
and it's
one
so.
second, one
Yes,
second, one second,
Q.
one
All
second,
right.
just 1 second. So while Joe explains these questions to you, Michael, um, try not to overthink it. Try to do whatever answer first comes to your head, and like whatever feels that's your
I'll be
answer.
hitting you. Just
Just,
one
just,
second.
just answer it, right? Like, don't even think about, like, don't think too deeply about some of this. If it feels right, it feels right.
Okay. Joe,
Yes.
can I stay off mute because Feral Little Gremlin wants to take the test too, so I will lock in her answers at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay, we can do that. We can do that.
but actually, I was gonna suggest Betty because I saw that too, and I was gonna suggest for anybody in the chat that like, why don't we just give what the URL is, and then they can go queue it up and take it at the same time.
The only reason why I'm suggesting for Feral Little Gremlin is because she doesn't have that many
Give me a
resources.
moment.
Okay, that's fine. But also, if Joe can also share the URL so that like
If you just
everybody
search
can
it
play
up, it's
along.
just called the political compass. That's what it's
Yeah,
called.
Google.
Joe's frozen, by the way.
Joe,
So
come
the
back
so
to
the
That's
life.
why
actual
this is
URL is
kicking
called
in.
politicalcompass.org. Give me a second here. I'm not too sure why. And let's see if this works. There we go. All right. I try to adjust my camera.
So on the screen, there's before taking the test, and then it says now try the test. Which link do I click? The English one?
Yeah,
English for now
from
the test. Yes.
England.
Give me a moment here. I need
Yeah.
to finish my refill.
I got confused with that too because I was like, is it for Britain specifically or what is that? But it's the language.
Okay, I got you up, Farrell.
I thought you guys were supposed to mute. I mean, Joe, we're going to start.
No, Michael, what did I say? I said there's someone else that doesn't have a second screen in the comments, so I'm doing it for them.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Jimbo, you silly,
And
silly
anyway, Joe
person.
went somewhere, so we can.
He's getting his
I'm back in here. Okay, so everybody but myself, Michael, and Betty. Betty is going to stay because Betty's going to be like me, and also going to be administering the test at the same time. So she will be capturing the
Right via the
answers
chat.
just
She's the
via the
nurse.
chat.
Shouldn't
Correct.
she be the
I
practitioner?
wanted to also suggest Jimbo 88, Jimboos 88 or whatever. You should do
88's a
this
dog
up
whistle.
too. It's politicalcompass.org and just take the test with us, dude.
Yeah.
I think you'll be
88.
surprised.
So
88's
No,
a dog
no, we're
whistle.
good. I have it open, Farrell. You're good.
yeah.
Just respond if you can. If you have to do it short form, because the way the questions are laid out, and Joe's going to explain this to you probably. There's
Yes.
strongly disagree, disagree, agree, or strongly agree. If you could just do the initials of each, which will be quicker for you, I'll understand what you mean.
Jimbo,
Absolutely.
CPC isn't a result of the political compass test.
All right, Killer Q, TT, you guys need to go mute here because now Betty, myself, and Michael are going to have the conversation as well as obviously Farrell, and we're going to go through the test. Now, for Farrell, yes, it is disagree and agree, or strongly disagree and strongly agree. So your four choices are going to be SD, D, A, and SA. That feels weird to say,
I know it feels weird
but
to say, but we'll get it.
yeah. So that's what the choices are. I'm going to read the questions. I'm going to have to make and I'll let Betty tell me when she gets the answer from you before we move to the next question. So if anybody has an answer, Michael, do you have any questions?
No.
You'll have the same answers in regards to strongly disagree, disagree, agree, and strongly agree. I will ask the questions for both for yourself and Farrell Gremlin, and myself and Betty are going to capture it. Now, if you guys, both of you, Michael and Farrell Gremlin, you guys have any questions in regards to what I asked, I can A, repeat, or B, explain the question a little bit more to help you guys out. And if you guys just need extra explanation, that's not a problem. We can pause and we can go through it. Again, my important point here is I want to make sure we get the correct answer for you guys so we get the correct score. Everything good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get started on the first question. We'll see how it goes from there. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transatlantic corporations.
Transnational corporations.
Transnational corporations. Sorry, I have my phone in the way. I need to adjust myself. Michael, based on that statement, how do you feel?
It says, should
Can you repeat it, Joe? You said that really quick.
I can absolutely repeat it. That's not a problem. Again, Michael, if you need me to repeat, I will absolutely repeat for you. And I can do it slower if I just let me know. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations.
I think it should it should serve corporations since they invest into our country and make business.
All right. So it sounds like you're saying maybe agree. Would you say you agree to it or you strongly agree to it?
I
Oh,
strongly
it would be the other way around, Joe.
Oh, sorry, you're right. You're absolutely right. Do you disagree or strongly disagree? Because if you think it's for the corporations, then that means you disagree with the statement.
I strongly agree that it should be for corporations since they
Okay.
invest and make business.
So, based on the way the question is, the statement's phrased, I'm going to recommend that you say strongly disagree because that means you favor the corporations over humanity.
Yeah, I strongly disagree.
Okay, strongly disagree. Did you get an answer for?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We're good. So we move to the next question. Next question is, I'd always support my country, whether it is right or wrong.
I support my country whether it's right or wrong, like in what regards?
So the statements sometimes are kind of generic like this, and it's kind of to provoke thought in regards to you as to what you feel in regards to, particularly in this case is, do you always support your country whatever they're doing, and whatever policy or whatever their actions are, do you support them whether it is right or wrong, or do you not support them based on?
I support my country regardless.
Okay, so in that case, I'd say you agree. Would you agree or strongly agree?
I strongly agree. I support my country regardless if it's the right decision or not.
All right.
I got Farrell's.
Okay. Next question. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it.
No one chooses their country at birth.
It's no one chooses their country of birth, but yeah, no one chooses their country at birth is also relevant too. So you don't get to choose what country you're born in, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
It's foolish what was the question?
I'll try the statement again. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it.
No one's chooses their country at birth. I was born in Canada. I'm proud of Canada's history that we have, the ups, the downs, the medium.
So you were born in Canada, but you didn't choose to be born in Canada. So do you agree that it's foolish to be proud of it?
Yeah,
So, Michael, if you were born in another country, would you be proud of that country over Canada?
Yeah, I would be proud of that country over Canada, but I was born in Canada.
There's your answer, Joe.
So agree. Do you agree or strongly agree?
I agree that I'm proud of my country.
Sorry. It's a disagree. Let's see if you're on this one.
Yeah,
so,
disagree.
Yeah, I disagree.
Okay,
I'm
you
proud.
disagree?
I'm always proud of Canada, regardless.
Are you
I guess
super proud, like very strongly proud, or are you just pretty proud?
I'm strongly proud.
Okay, so strongly disagree we'll go with. All right.
Oh, Farrell was in the queue, so I'm bringing them up.
Do we have a spot for them?
Yes, they're right here. Hi.
Is that?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, there she is. Megs, how you doing? Did you give your answer yet?
No.
So I'm a little confused.
Okay.
So are they saying you should be proud just because you were born there?
They're not saying what you should be. They're saying the statement is and the statement is to see if you agree or disagree with it. So the question is, no one chooses what country they're born in. So, and because nobody chooses the country they're born in, the idea is it's foolish to think, it's foolish to be proud of it because you never had a choice with it.
Well, I mean, if it's ran by shitty people, I'm not going to be proud. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no. So it seems as though you're close to agree or strongly agree.
okay, strongly agree but I mean, I'm not just going to willy-nilly be proud, right? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep, fair enough. Yep.
Or am I
The questions are
overanalyzing?
vague. Like
Yeah.
that's just how they're designed.
Don't overanalyze.
They are by
just
design.
kind of.
Okay.
It's just a generalization.
Okay.
Don't overthink it. Just.
That's hard.
You're good.
All right. All right. Next question. Our race has many superior qualities compared to other races. Michael? I believe you're on mute, Michael.
Michael.
Buddy, you're on mute. You might be talking to his parents or something.
Okay, anyway, Farrell.
Can you repeat that?
Our race
You believe in
has
racism?
many.
Our race?
No,
Like
no. Yeah, don't. You
Caucasian?
can't explain anything. Hang on. Our race, yes, in this case would be, well, you and I would definitely be Caucasian. Our race has many superior qualities compared to other races.
Oh, fuck no.
Well,
No.
that's the question. In certain ways, you got to kind of like reform the question
Don't
as like,
no.
You
The
can't
less you
reform the
explain,
question.
you can't reform as much as possible. You need to limit as much as possible.
mm.
We need to let people answer it because it has to be as unbiased as possible. Okay, so you've got Farrell's.
Absolutely not superior.
Got it. Strongly disagree, loud and
Oh,
clear.
Michael. Okay, Michael.
What
Your
was the,
opinion. Did you want me to repeat the statement?
yeah, what was the question? I had to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Totally fair. I figured you might be unavailable. So the question is, our race has many superior qualities compared to other races.
What do you mean superior?
So again, I don't want to explain too much here, but it's talking about race, and the statement is trying to say that your race has superior qualities compared to other races,
Does it
making
mean
it. Sorry.
does it mean like one race might be better than another race?
This is what they're trying to touch into. Yes.
You don't have to qualify your answer, Michael. You can just say you either agree or disagree. You don't have to say why. Are you okay, Michael?
Michael?
Oh,
Michael's
Michael, you're
unavailable for a
teacupped.
moment.
Who's wheezing?
Jimbo, you missed you lost the plot, Jimbo. All right.
Is it me?
There's
I don't know, but I hear like a little like whistly weave.
Oh, I just heard it.
Oh my god, I thought that was
Fucking
Michael
small
for a
town.
second having a panic.
I did too.
It was
Do
small
that
town.
to me.
Oh,
So
that
Michael.
scared the living.
All right, guys. Yeah. Michael.
It's
All right,
okay. You know
small
what?
town.
Michael, if you feel uncomfortable answering any of the questions, is there a way that we can skip, like, and we'll just take
Unfortunately,
into account. Well, I know that there isn't a skip button, Joe, but we can
yeah.
just take into account that like the final result is based on but 75% sort of proximity, right?
That's not how
Because
that works, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure it is. Wait, like, well, okay, if you guys are like purity or nothing, then
It's either
Michael
purity or
can Michael
nothing.
can bow out, but also I think it's fine to, like, for one or two questions if he doesn't feel comfortable
Angie,
answering
But
them.
that's
Angie,
not.
Angie, you know what? I'll just answer.
Okay, go ahead, Michael.
I don't want to be seen as bowing out of a test and giving in to.
No, it's
No,
okay,
No,
no,
if you want
no.
to bow,
Michael.
hang
It's
a sec, hang a
okay.
sec. Michael, if you want to bow out, because this is more than you expected, I totally understand, and there's not a problem with that.
No, I don't want to bow out. I don't.
Okay.
I don't like to be seen as a quitter.
No,
No,
but no, no, no.
it's
No,
If
no,
not.
you
We
aren't,
wouldn't
Michael.
view it.
You
if
aren't.
you're
Wouldn't view it as
uncomfortable,
that.
Michael, if you're uncomfortable, don't force yourself to do this. No one's gonna judge you for it, okay? If you don't want
Yeah,
to go
nobody's judging
further,
you.
you can say you don't want to do it. No one's forcing you, bud. Okay?
What was
You
the
it,
question, Joe?
But
But
just
I
No,
also,
can I just say something just for a second? It's not Cabin. It has nothing to do with purity or nothing because we would have to understand the mechanics behind the test, and I don't know the mechanics behind that test. So depending on what question they've answered and how it's formulated in their data, I can't say, oh, well, he's going to be lying here because there's 4 different variables within the question in and of itself.
I understand that, but I also think that because like it's basically what it's measuring is left right authoritarian. It's measuring on the four quadrants, right?
There's
And
four quadrants,
if
but
there's
it's yeah,
wait,
it's two.
let me just finish, please, Joe. But
Mhm.
if we were to just say, okay, you know what, we'll just go with a neutral one, like just a disagree or an agree, and that only happens like once or possibly twice on the test. I don't think that the overall, because there's so many questions, I don't think that would like horrendously skew the result.
No,
You know what I'm saying? Like
you're not.
I
You're
think
not.
I think if we did that once, because like even if somebody took this test more than once, they might shift from like a agree to a disagree on a question depending on their mood,
So
right?
yeah, so you're not wrong in regards to the questions are not going to affect a. If you change your answers for one or two questions, are going to it's going to have a minimal effect. You're right. It's not going to be that significant in regards to change. The only thing I'm saying is that I have no skip option. At the best, I have to ask for an agree or disagree.
No, I know
But
that,
hang
but
on a sec. But Michael's been wanting to continue here
Yeah, I do
and
want to
move on. And
continue.
so I'll repeat the question here. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races.
What do you mean by that question?
All right, so a race. All right.
Like, I think every race is the same.
There's your answer. Like, bro, you got to give it to it in a certain. I know you can't. Like, you got to give it in a certain kind of way, while still delivering the same kind of question.
I know,
Because
but guys, you need to let me
I
do
get it.
this the way I do this. No, you need to let me do this the way I do it. I need Michael to bring me the other questions and ask me the questions, and I will explain them to him as neutral as possible. You need to trust the process here. All right. So, Michael, you disagree. Do you disagree or strongly disagree?
I think every race is the same.
So strongly disagree.
Just take it as that is.
Guys, don't rush this. Let Michael to work with this.
Yeah,
All right.
like Joe, this
Yeah,
isn't your life.
it's getting
And
kind
you
of.
guys asked me to do this. So, Michael, you comfortable with strongly disagree?
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
Okay. The next question, this one's kind of a weird one. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Strongly disagree.
No, I disagree.
Disagree? All right. Next question. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified.
So it's okay to do military action?
When it goes against the ICC and the ICJ is what they're asking. Do you think it's allowed?
I think we should always have the military involved.
Is the military allowed to break the law?
So yeah, so it's not to say the military shouldn't be involved. The military, that's not the question here. The question here
Joe,
is if the country uses the let me finish. If the country uses the military action, and in the process of doing that, could break international law, is
Well,
that
if it's
justified?
necessary, strongly agree that they can.
All right, Michael.
Obviously the military can use can do anything they want whenever they want.
Well, this is less about their abilities and more a question as to if they're being used to break international law. Do you agree or disagree that they're allowed, that they should do that or not?
Yeah, I agree that they should be able to.
Okay. And the last question for this page. There is now a worrying fusion. Sorry, there is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment.
What do you mean by that?
Fox News.
Killer T.
You can't give too much context. No. So it's just some people are viewing that information and entertainment are starting to fuse together, and it's starting to affect the messaging.
Strongly agree.
Got it.
Do you
Michael?
mean so we're talking about entertainment?
Well, this is information, entertainment. So information being news, and entertainment could be entertainment as in TV or anything else. Could be infotainment, but it can also be social media. Any way as you can consume information now.
Entertainment. Entertainment is not.
Hang on, I can hear Michael.
Entertainment is not news.
That's true. But here we're talking about something that we can do nowadays, which is the fusing of entertainment and information. We have the platform and technology to do that. And the question is, there's now a worry that information and entertainment is being fused together.
I strongly agree.
Strongly agree? Okay. All right, and that's page 1. Off to page 2.
That's like plumbers in porn. They don't actually fix the sink.
I thought we were finished.
No. Well, we got 6 pages, so this is 2 of 6.
Small Tone has to go to bed soon, Joe.
Yeah, well, that's his problem, not ours. Don't worry about Small Town. So we're going to try to go through the questions as quickly as possible. But again, if you need some time on some of them, that's fine. Next question. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality.
Strongly agree.
Got it.
Like people are divided more by class than nationality.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are divided by nationality.
Okay, so disagree or strongly disagree?
I strongly disagree. We're not divided by class.
All right. Next question. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment.
I have no idea. I don't.
Unfortunately, you're going to need to give an agree or disagree.
Do you
There's
think
no
inflation's more important or unemployment?
Well, if people aren't working, economy's not doing well. So employment
is more important in your opinion?
So if employment's more important, then you disagree with the statement.
Yeah. Is it a soft disagree?
I have to ask a stupid question. Can you explain?
What would you like? So controlling the inflation is obviously trying to minimize the amount of inflation, how much things are costing, versus controlling unemployment, which is trying to make sure there's enough jobs for everybody.
Oh, fuck. Well, I think
not an easy one.
Controlling inflation, because we can't afford stuff, right?
Okay.
All right, so that's an agree. How about yourself, Michael?
Controlling inflation.
You want control inflation? Okay, do you agree or strongly agree with it?
Like we need to control inflation so people can work and create jobs.
So is that an agree or strongly agree, though?
I strongly agree.
Okay, perfect. That's locked in. Next question. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulations.
Oh, strongly agree. Fuck.
Got it.
What about yourself, Michael? It's a question about regulations for corporations in regards to protecting the environment.
So you're saying that we should tax them more?
No, that has nothing to do with taxes. This is just corporations can't be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment in regards to making sure that they're doing what they can in regards to climate. So that they require regulation. It's just regulations, not taxes.
I strongly disagree. We should have corporations still.
Oh, I'm not saying that you don't have corporations. This question just says corporations should be regulated in regards to making sure.
I strongly disagree.
Okay, strongly disagree. It is. So the next statement here, and a lot of people are going to probably want to pipe up on this one, but this is a quote, and this is it's a quote, and we'll see how you feel about this. So the quote is, of course, you were already responding to it. So the quote is, from each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea.
So let Joe cook with this. I know so many people want to say something. Just let Joe cook.
This one's, I want to make sure to keep this one kind of protected. Now, do either of you already have a response to it?
Can you repeat it, please?
Absolutely. So, from each according to his ability to each according to his need is fundamentally a good idea. And this is a principle that's espoused that is to show you that, everybody whose ability they can participate as a worker to their ability, to the best ability that they have with whatever abilities they do have, and then to each according to their need, where each person's needs is going to be satisfied based on the needs that they need, that they require. If you get an idea here, this is a kind of a very
Are we talking about like inclusivity
so each according to ability is each according to your abilities to contribute, and then each according to their needs is now discussing equity in regards to what your needs are. So while you're providing what you can give,
agree. I believe I strongly agree, right?
What about yourself, Michael?
It's basically saying that they should be able to work if they can.
Not just work if they can, they'll be able to contribute to the best of their abilities.
I agree.
Okay. All right, next one. The freer the market.
Oh my God.
The freer the market, the freer the people.
I agree. The free of the market, free of the people.
Interesting. Megs.
Can you what does it mean by
So the market would be like the stock market, the free capital market.
Yes.
So it's pretty much the business market. The less regulations there are there, the freer the people are supposed to be.
Yes.
The more capitalism, the freer the people.
I strongly disagree.
All right.
Next KQ, hilarious.
So the next question being, it's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product.
Strongly agree.
I think I clicked it before you said it, Farrell.
I kind of already guessed that for Farrell, but
I think I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, it's nice to have you.
Anyways, I'll hang around and watch this.
Thanks for the 500 parts.
Yeah,
right,
thanks
everybody
for the
else.
gifts.
Yeah, parts are cool, but no. We're trying to do the test.
No. Please, no. Michael's already trying to concentrate.
Those flowers?
Yeah.
Is that
Guys,
flower
let's-
farts?
Yeah.
All right, hang on. I'm trying to. Yeah, let me try to finish this one. All right, so Michael, back to the question here. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottle branded consumer product.
like drinking water is now you drink it from water bottle.
Exactly, and they're saying it's a terrible thing. It's this reference sad reflection.
So people rather be drinking from drinking fountains.
So it's less about drinking fountains and more the fact that water is now a consumer product that's to be purchased and it's being capitalized upon as opposed to being an accessible entity.
Nuke Nestle.
Like capitalized
Nestle.
by corporations.
Exactly. Corporations have now turned this particular need, a human need, which is water, and turned it into a consumer product.
I agree with what we're doing.
You agree with so what you're saying then you disagree that is a sad reflection.
I disagree. I agree with what we're doing.
Okay, so disagree it is. All right. Do you disagree or strongly disagree?
I strongly disagree.
All right. Next question. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold.
So you're saying that CEOs should not be buying land?
Actually, it's not even limited to CEOs.
I
It's limited
strongly
to
agree.
Got it.
yeah. It's pretty much a statement to everybody. Shouldn't be buying land. It should be something that's, and usually this is where it's going to go into some sort of different model where the land itself is not purchased. It's managed, but it's not purchased as a commodity to be profited from.
I think they should be able to profit from buying land.
Stolen.
So you disagree or strongly disagree?
I strongly disagree.
I'm not even going to put it in the stolen part because I'm just going to go with the European idea, which is if we're in Europe, it's not stolen land. We can probably have a discussion in regards to longer term, but just
That'll be for
the
another
simplicity.
day.
Yeah, exactly. It's also the simplicity of the question itself. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society.
Strongly agree.
Got it.
So you're saying that investment people should be able to do what they want?
So this is a question about those yeah, exactly those investment people, and the question is asking, the question, sorry, the statement is saying that it is a bad thing that these people are just doing investments to make money because they're not contributing to society.
I agree with what we're doing. I strongly agree.
You strongly agree with them with investments, correct?
Yes, I strongly agree.
Okay, so in this case, you want to say strongly disagree because that will be saying you are agreeing with the idea of investments. Are you okay with that?
No, I agree with what we're doing.
Okay, so I'm going to repeat the question. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society.
I agree with what we're doing, like investment people.
So
Okay.
you strongly disagree.
So you strongly disagree with that statement.
No, I agree with what we're doing.
Yes, that's what we're
Yes.
saying. But the beginning of the question, Michael, is saying it's a sad thing that investment people are doing this. That's what the question's saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I agree with
So
what we're doing.
we yeah.
Okay.
So Betty and I understand what you're expressing. We want to make sure you answer it correctly to express it how you said. That's all we're saying. That we're not challenging you. We just want to make sure we're recording it the correct way. In this case here, it's because it's regrettable.
You don't
And-
think it's sad?
Megs.
Yeah, you don't think it's
Megs.
sad.
Yeah. We got this, Megs.
All right, the
We'll say
next
our
question.
comment.
So the next question is, protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade.
Strongly agree.
Got it.
So you're saying that protection is like we should only be looking out for ourselves?
When it comes to trade, yes.
No, we should not be looking just out for ourselves. It says we should be protectionist. Like just looking out just for Canada alone and not other countries.
So,
Is it
well, in
meaning
this
like
case, yeah.
protection for our best needs and safety and fairness and stuff like that?
So protectionism, and this one's a bit of a weird one. I usually have Frontline that helps me explain this one because it's a bit of a weird one. This one goes into trade in regards to trades between countries. This is actually really, really relevant, especially now within the trade war. Um, but it has to do with let me see here. Let me get the definition.
Joe, can I just add that the trade isn't necessarily international trade, so it could be protectionism in regards to like within Canada, local trading as well.
Yeah. So, the definition of protectionism here refers to government policies designed to restrict international trade to protect domestic industries.
Oh, okay, I stand corrected.
Okay, I strongly agree then. Yes,
Got it.
thank you.
Michael might be in the washroom again.
We'll give Michael a moment.
There
Yeah.
is.
Go ahead, Michael.
When it comes to protectionist, in other countries, or do you mean just here at home?
Well, so protectionism is usually about, because protection it's a perspective thing. It's always sort of your home versus other
Can we give an
countries.
example?
I don't really have an example here. Protectionism
Well,
is an economic oops. Sorry here.
like the dairy
Protectionism is
tariffs.
hang on. Protectionism is an economic policy where a country implements measures to shield its domestic industries from foreign countries.
The
For
dairy
foreign competition.
tariffs.
So tariffs would be involved at certain times.
Dairy tariffs.
Surcharges, dairy tariffs could be one.
That's why I'm
There
saying
are
use a
other.
specific example that we
I
use
don't
today.
want, yeah, but as I said for the entire test here, I don't want to use specific examples because I don't want to pollute the questions.
But it helps them it helps understand the
But that's
question.
not how it works, Killer King.
That's
You gotta let
yeah,
Joe do his thing.
yeah. The entire idea is not to do that. Michael.
I think we should have trade with other countries, including America still.
Okay.
He's not getting
But
it,
how do
guys.
that's it again. But again, we're in a bit of a weird kind of time in our here where we have actions that we can interpret as in regards to protectionism that may or may not be necessarily that may or may not necessarily be protectionism.
I'm not for protectionism. I'm still for doing trade with America.
Okay. So, but so understanding you wanted to trade with America, and I'm going to assume here you also want to trade with Europe and every other nation because trade is good. Am I wrong?
Trade is good. But we've been trading it from.
Can I?
So let me finish the last part of this particular statement, which is protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade, where you value the nation's industries more than the foreign countries.
Oh yeah.
I'm not for protectionism at all.
Okay, so would you disagree or strongly disagree?
I strongly disagree. I don't believe in protectionism. We shouldn't keep to ourselves like how America is.
That's not what
All right.
protectionism is. But
It's no, it's Michael's answer. It's Michael's
yeah.
answer. And so we'll continue. The next one. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to the shareholders.
Strongly disagree.
I already clicked it for you.
Burn the building. Just kidding.
I think Betty's reading Farrell's mind. But Michael, how do you feel? Now, it's not the corporate responsibility. So the question is here, the only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders?
I think they should be. I think they should make a profit for their shareholders.
And that's the only thing they should be able to do?
That is it.
Okay, so do you agree or strongly agree?
I agree.
Okay. Next one. The rich are too highly taxed.
I already got it, Max.
The rich are already highly taxed.
So Michael, by the inference of that message, are you or strongly agreeing with
That
it?
we should tax the rich more?
There's more?
No, I don't.
Okay, so if you agree that you're highly taxed, but do you agree or strongly agree?
I strongly disagree. They should not be taxed more. That's enough.
No, but that's what the question's saying, Michael. The question is saying the rich are too highly taxed, which means that in this question, you don't want them taxed any higher.
That's enough.
Okay, so in that
Okay,
case, do you agree or strongly
I
agree?
strongly disagree. They should
No,
not be
strongly
taxed.
agree.
Wait,
You want to say strongly agree because if you say strongly disagree, you want the rich to be taxed more.
no, I strongly. I'm supposed to say disagree if I want them taxed more.
No.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yes, he wants to say strongly disagree because he does not view as sorry.
Strongly agree.
No, I don't.
Strongly agree. Yeah, he strongly agrees.
I don't want the rich taxed anymore. That's enough.
Yeah. So you're right. Strongly agree is what you want. Okay.
Yeah, I strongly agree.
Okay. Next question. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care.
Strongly disagree.
I already had it clicked.
Shocker. But we say I love thanks. It's okay. Michael. So if you have the means in regards to financial, should you have access to higher standards of medical care?
Like for workers or just in general?
Just in general.
To do with your
If somebody
state. Yeah, it
has,
has nothing. Yeah, if you have the money, that's all that matters here because it's just if you have the money, should you have a better medical care?
Yes, I agree that they should.
All right, do you agree or strongly agree?
I strongly agree that they should.
All right. Next question. Governments should penalize businesses that mislead the public.
Government should penalize businesses that mislead the government.
Mislead the public.
I think they should keep doing what they're doing.
Strongly agree.
I strongly agree. I strongly agree.
You strongly agree? All right.
Yeah.
And last question for this page. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predatory multinationals to create monopolies.
You might have to explain that one, Joe.
Yeah. So the free market obviously is the entire business world. And for it to be successful is what the question is saying, is that for predator multinationals, large corporations, they need to be restricted from creating monopolies, which is eliminating all competition for them.
Strongly agree.
Got it.
I'm not for competition. I strongly disagree.
All right. Next page it is. Page 3 of 6. I think this might be the last big one, and then we're going to get into smaller pages after this. So the first one here, and this is where we're going to start getting to your personal social views. So I'm going to start using a bit of code language, in particular here, AB. If you know AB, and if you don't know AB, this has to do with a woman's right to choose.
Read us the
You need more
fields.
clarification.
This is a tough one for me. You know that, TT? That's a tough one.
That's fine, but you know what?
Just
Answer
take
honestly.
just take
That's
big
all you need to.
breaths. We're not
Yep.
here to judge you. Okay.
TT, you know my views on this one. I've said
Yes,
this.
that's absolutely fine, Michael. You can answer to me honestly. Hang on,
That's a
everybody.
tough one.
I understand, Michael. It's a tough one. You're gonna have a few of these awkward ones, but you can answer me honestly. I'm not gonna respond in regards to judgment or anything else.
I know
I want you to answer honestly.
I know I lean to the way of you guys on many of these social views. I know that.
That's absolutely fine, Michael. You
That's
just
fine.
need to answer me the question. And again, whatever you feel is the right answer is the correct answer.
You
Remember,
know,
when your
and
feel,
Michael, like nobody's here to judge you, like they said, like,
Yeah.
and nobody's here to argue with you about, like, you know, it's perfectly fine, whatever your opinion is.
Yeah.
The point of the test is to just figure out where you are on the compass, right? So don't worry, you're not going to get into trouble by any of your answers, okay?
My only pushback up to this point, hopefully you understand, is just to make sure I get your correct answer. I want to make sure that your answer reflects your opinion and your feeling. That's all. I'm not trying to judge or anything else. I just want to make sure your answer is the one that you want to express.
Yeah. That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all. So we'll start with the first question. So the first question is AB. When a woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. Again, we're not going to judge. Whatever you want to decide. Yes. So I'll repeat the question again. AB. When a woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal.
Strongly disagree.
Got it.
If a woman's life is threatened, strongly agree.
In this case here, it's when it's not threatened.
Like in what ways?
If someone fell pregnant, sorry, Joe. If someone was pregnant, but there was no complications, but they just didn't want to have the baby, if that should be illegal for her to terminate the pregnancy. Just because she does not want to carry the baby full term, it should be illegal
Yeah,
to
her
have
life,
that baby.
life is not at risk.
She just doesn't want to have the baby, so she wants to do an AB. Then that should be illegal. That's what the question's saying. So do you agree with that, or do you disagree with that?
I strongly disagree with a woman doing AB. I'm not for it.
Okay, so then you would strongly agree to the question.
I strongly agree that a woman should not be doing AB.
Okay.
Okay.
Next question.
Next question. All authority should be questioned.
I strongly agree.
Strongly agree.
All authority should be questioned. Like, what do you mean questioned?
So you can either do one of two things when it comes to authority. It's going to be just follow or question. In regards to if somebody in authority gives you some sort of either order or something similar, you're either going to follow or you're going to question it. So the statement here is that all authority, regardless of what it is, should be questioned. Do you agree or disagree?
No, they should not. No, it should not be questioned. We're in authority. I agree that they have authority over you.
So you agree or strongly strongly agree?
I strongly agree that they have authority over you, like the police, the military, all those higher ups.
All right then. Next question. This one's a little biblical, and it goes as an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. So this is more of a reference in regards to punishment.
Tit for tat.
Exactly. bit of a weird one.
Intent is a big thing.
It is, but this is where the thing is
Yeah.
kind of blind here. It's just the statement as, do you believe an eye for
Take
an
nuance
eye
out of it.
and a tooth for a tooth?
You can't have nuance here.
What do you mean by that?
For the
So
questionnaire to work, you can't have nuance because if you want down every sort of like, well, what about this situation, that situation, the questionnaire would be so massive.
I don't like this
So this is where
question.
I know it's a weird kind of question, and unfortunately, it does say a fair amount.
You have to kind of just go with your gut, like KQ is saying.
I
yeah.
agree. I guess.
Okay. What about yourself, Michael? How do you feel about it?
It says taxpayers should be to be expected.
Oh no, not that one. The one above it. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
I strongly disagree.
Okay. So
Do you understand it,
believe eye
Michael?
for an eye. Yeah. Yeah. So you don't believe an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth is a good expression in regards to justice.
Like for what?
It's about
So
punishment.
it's this
Like
has to do with punishment.
Punishment like how?
So I'll explain the biblical version of it because it's because I learned it in Sunday school when I was a kid. So the idea of an eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth is if you lost an eye, then the person who made you lose an eye, you would remove their eye. So hence the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, as you can understand, it's the same kind of thing. All punishment needs to be equal and needs to be absolutely firm, and that's it, no question.
This one's hard.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Michael.
I strongly disagree.
Okay.
Okay. What were you gonna say,
That's gonna be
Meg?
fun.
This one I'm kind of struggling with, though, to be honest.
No, that's fine. If you asked Joe, I had the same. I was the same.
Yep. It is a weird question, and again, unless you really sort of went to Sunday school about the whole shit, it's
a principle
It's not
thing.
a really straightforward one.
Yeah.
We'll go with the next one. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. And I also tell people that it's not limited to theaters and museums, it's just the art galleries in general.
I think taxpayers should prop up museums and movie theaters. I agree that taxpayers should be doing that. I strongly agree.
Same.
So by saying that you're strongly, you actually disagree with the statement.
No,
Again,
no,
it is
no. That's not what Michael said.
okay.
You need to take what Michael said as the answer.
We got this.
There's like, taxpayers should not be expected to prop up theaters or museums.
Oh, I disagree.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's my bad.
I strongly agree.
You strongly agree that taxpayers should not help the theaters and the museums?
No, I strongly agree that we should.
That's the answer.
That's the
so
answer.
if that's so, that means you disagree with the statement.
Yeah,
because the
I
statement
think-
says the taxpayers should not be helping the theaters.
No, they should be helping.
Okay, so do you disagree or strongly disagree with that statement?
I agree. I agree that taxpayers should be helping the museum. If they're in bankruptcy, they should be helping.
Strongly or
should be helping them strongly or just they should be helping them?
They should be helping them strongly.
Okay, so do you strongly disagree, Joe?
I'm going to do strongly disagree. And the reason why I'm saying strongly disagree, Michael, is because the statement is saying that the taxpayers should not be helping. And therefore, you're disagreeing by saying that the taxpayers should be helping them. Do you understand?
It's a double negative, Michael. That's all it is. It's a double negative. We are
You got
fault.
his answer.
Yeah. We're just making sure that your answer is correct.
Not correct, but what he understands.
Well, it's what he wants to express.
Yeah, because
Yeah, and his
Megs.
you can't
position
be
is clear.
correct here. You
His
can't be
position
correct
is
in this
clear.
case.
Yeah, it is. Megs, I don't believe Megs has answered yet.
No, I got Meg's.
Did you?
Yep.
Did you read her mind? Is that what happened?
No, she said it.
Okay. Next question. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory.
I
Strongly.
totally agree.
What do you
Meg?
What do you mean night schools?
Strongly agree.
Okay.
What do you mean night schools should not make classrooms itinerary? What do you
So
mean?
not night schools. Schools. So just all schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory.
What do you mean
Mandatory.
So mandatory is another word for compulsory. Basically, schools should not make it so that all the students need to be there all the time.
I think kids should. I think kids should be there at school all the time, learning.
Okay. So you'll be disagreeing with that statement based on your
That I
answer.
will be strongly disagreeing. They should be at school 5 days a week, from
Okay.
Monday to Friday, unless for sick or PA day.
Okay. There it is. Next question. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind.
Like segregation?
Yeah.
Yes.
Megs, we
I already got your
answer.
answer, Meg.
I strongly disagree.
Yeah, I got your answer.
Michael, how about yourself?
It means like people should keep to themselves.
No. Do you know what
So-
segregation is?
Yeah, I do.
So, do you agree that there should be segregation or disagree that there should be segregation?
What was the question?
So
That is the
That is the question,
yeah,
Michael.
So again, I'll explain to Michael here in regards to the question. So all people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. When they're referring to people that should keep their own kind, this is where they get a little bit racial.
I don't think that people. I don't think you should keep to your own kind.
That's the answer.
And do you disagree or strongly disagree?
I strongly disagree with the statement. I think people should be able to hang out with whoever they want.
next
Perfect
question.
answer.
Wait, before you guys move on, I just want to point out that the use of the word segregation in this question is a little bit charged. And
Yes.
even though
Yeah.
it's not my point of view, I have spoken to people that would have the perspective that like communities should culturally like just group together or gravitate towards their own culture, and I don't agree with that perspective, but that I feel that this question is more asking that
I
than
disagree with that.
and we'll just and just to like finish my thought
TT's not
because
wrong here.
because segregation implies that that is being enforced, which is different than if the question is asking if it's a choice. Do you
I
understand what I'm saying?
understand, but I disagree.
Is it saying it's a choice? Because I mean, we colonized, right? We just fucking right.
No.
So
And again, the thing is, there's different sort of levels in regards to these different things. And you're right. We've colonized, we've had segregation, we had these things, and they're all, again, different kind of horrible things. But TT, I don't think TT is wrong, in particular with regards to this question here. It's not an explicit segregation because they're not talking about government control coming into here. It's not colonization in regards to another culture taking over an area. This is just the grouping of people and saying like, you know what? Yeah, it's great that there's other cultures, but we're going to stick to our own. And I think there's a bit of a reference to that.
See, I believe it's a
Exactly.
choice, right? But can
And I think that's what they're saying is like this is where the people have the choice to do to stay apart and whatnot. I think this is kind of an important one, and it's an important note. And you know what? I'm going to make sure to keep that for the next
No,
next couple of
can you
times.
repeat that question then?
So, all people have their rights. Everybody's equal, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind.
I strongly agree.
Really?
Well, I don't want to hang out. I wouldn't go hang out with a room full of conservatives. You
See,
know what I
now
mean?
now you all are confusing. This is why it should
Yeah.
be just Joe and I talking about this.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
if
Betty,
So
I just didn't think that the interpretation of the question was completely neutral. So,
I,
like that was just my
I
little bit of
I
feedback.
I'm
I
Sorry.
understand.
absolutely
Yeah, I
not
understand.
against diversity.
Yeah. So I don't disagree in regards to TT bringing that particular point up, where it is sort of an elective thing in regards to that. But I don't think, and this is where they kind of agree on this one, but I don't think it's the difference between the different sorts of people as regards to political ideology. I think it's just
Queer
they're
people,
trying to.
black people.
Okay, I don't. I'll take it as segregation. So segregation. So I strongly disagree.
if you guys look at the last half of that sentence, people should keep to their own kind. Should
Yes,
keep to their own kind.
strongly
I think
disagree.
that's and I think yeah, I think Betty's got the exact point here, which is you're not being forced to do that, but there's recommended to keep to your own kind is a very telltale point. Um, Michael, I'm assuming you're still okay with strongly disagree?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to move to the next question now. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children.
Strongly disagree.
What about yourself, Michael?
Sometimes do good parents sometimes have to hit their kids when they make bad choices, like give them like a slap.
So you agree or strongly agree?
I gotta be.
No. We can't.
Here
We
it
can't do that.
comes.
No, Michael.
No, it's not
Nobody's
coming,
responding.
Michael.
Nobody's responding. Do you agree or strongly agree?
I strongly agree. Sometimes you have to teach them a little bit of a lesson. Like
All right.
say there are rules and there will be consequences.
All right.
That's all you gotta say, buddy.
I think it kind of varies
I,
from culture to culture, so every culture is a bit different in that regard.
it's going to be a little bit different, but yeah, we're going to stick to just to people's responses to how they want to respond. Next question. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents.
Oh yes, I agree.
What about yourself, Michael?
I disagree.
Disagree?
They
All
shouldn't
right.
be. They shouldn't be doing that.
Disagree or strongly disagree?
I strongly disagree. They shouldn't be doing that.
All right. Next question. So this one I made a slight change because this seems to be less of a Canadian question, so I made it a little bit more Canadian. Possessing the rugs, and I say rugs in regards to things that you get in the pharmacy or the guy around the corner, possessing rugs for personal use should not be a criminal offense.
Strongly agree.
Got it.
I strongly disagree.
All right. Next question. The prime function of prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. Sounds familiar.
Strongly disagree.
I agree. Strongly agree.
Strongly agree. All right. Next question. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce.
Strongly disagree.
I strongly agree.
I strongly
right.
disagree.
All right. Next question. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline.
I strongly disagree.
I strongly agree.
All right. Next question. This one's a bit of a complex one, but listen to it carefully. It's pretty straightforward. There are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures.
Strongly agree.
What do you mean by other cultures?
So there's no such thing as savage or civilized people.
What
It's
do you
just
mean? What do you mean
everybody's
by-
a different culture. So some cultures might be viewed as savage versus civilized, while other people view them as just there's no such thing as savage civilized. It's just different cultures.
So you're saying that we should they should celebrate their own culture or celebrate other cultures?
It has nothing but celebration. This is just how people view other cultures. Do they view them as some savage versus civilized, or do they just view them as just different cultures?
I think it's just different cultures.
So you would agree with the statement?
Yeah, I agree with this statement.
Okay. All right. Next question. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support.
Pardon?
Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support.
I agree.
Okay.
So those who are able to work but can't work.
And refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support.
So because I'm able to work but I choose not to work, society should not help those people.
You should not be expecting any social programs.
I strongly disagree.
All right. Next question. When you are troubled, it's better to not think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things.
I think when you're dealing with trouble things, you just focus on things that will bring you joy.
So you agree with the statements in regards to if you're troubled, you just need to think of something else?
Yeah, you should focus on other things that will bring you joy.
Yes, that definitely cures everything. I strongly. Is it implying that that's what'll cure you?
In a sense, I mean, it's not saying it's going to cure you, but it's saying like if you're troubled, it's better just to not think about it and just keep yourself busy with other shit.
Oh, I strongly disagree. It's ignoring it. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I already knew your answer. But Michael, did you agree or strongly agree with the statement?
I strongly agree that you should focus on what
All
makes
right.
you happy.
All right then. 3 questions here left on this page. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country.
Pardon me?
First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country.
Well, obviously,
I strongly disagree.
Got it.
well, first generation immigrants should not will never be fully involved in their country. They haven't gone through the experience like many of us who were born here in Canada or just in general. They don't have the Canadian experience like most of us.
The first generation is born in Canada.
Oh, but you said first generation immigrants.
Yeah. So
First
their
generation.
parents are immigrants, but they're born in Canada.
Yeah. So they're born in Canada, can never fully be integrated within their new country. Could be Canada, could be U.S. Obviously, it's not really specific here, but in this case here, you can use the example of Canada. If you're first generation born here in Canada, saying here you can never be fully integrated in Canada.
Like they will not fully get what Canadian life is all about.
This is, I believe, just more of an experience thing. It's not really a program social, so it's just you'll never be feeling fully Canadian or experiencing fully Canadian, um, the fully Canadian life experience.
I think for people who are I think for for people who are first generation kids who